Hello folks, it is Typhoon Carter here, and I bring to you another SPL DPP OU match. This is a matchup between Crucify of the Stark Sharks and Malekith of the Circus Maximus Tigers. Both of these players coming off of losses last week, Crucify losing to BKC, and Malekith having a bit of a tough loss against Groudon last week. And that was a game that I covered live on my channel. If you guys want to check that out, I have a full playlist. I will link it down below. Anyways, that being said though, both these players matched up and somebody's gonna have to walk out here with a win. So that means somebody's gonna go and be 1-1 on the season. Another player is gonna be 0-2 on the season. Let's just hop right into this. Swampert lead, Jirachi lead. Swampert threatening, gets rocks up for free and brings and Malekith with a Togekiss here. But luckily Malekith at least had the roar to keep the Togekiss from doing too much nonsense. And we got Reflect Latias here. Paralyzes the Heatran. And again, so far, a couple turns in, what we're seeing right now, Malekith looking like he brought some kind of semi-stally team with like a Togekiss with Nasty Plot Roost maybe as the win condition. Crucify here, a bit more of a balanced team. Could be like a Fire Grass Water Core with a Swampert and Heatran shown so far. Probably has to have some kind of Levitator, or rather a Pokemon that's Spike immune, so something like a Latias in the back would make sense. Who knows, maybe even like Rotom for example. That being said, let's just keep moving right along. And Heatran with Lava Plume, so... And Malekith bring out the Clefable. This means that the Heatran won't be able to do too much to it. And Malekith's Clefable gets a free knockoff. Gets the sleep off here with Roserade, so indeed we have a Fire Water Grass Core. Bringing out the T-Spikes here, that's an interesting choice by Crucify here, and Poison Points. So this means that the Clefable can now no longer be slapped by the Roserade. However, Roserade won't really be able to do too much back to the Clefable, which is unfortunate, and throwing out T-Spikes in front of a Clefable might seem like a chump move at first glance. This probably tells me that Crucify is probably laying them out in hopes of maybe catching a Hippowdon in the back, or maybe some kind of Tyranitar. That being said, let's just keep moving right along. Leaf Storm's here, just trying to get a little bit more extra mileage, realizing the Roserade probably ain't gonna do too much else after this. And the Swampert unfortunately eats another knockoff, so this probably tells me Crucify doesn't have a great knockoff switch in, and somehow brings the Gengar in and is able to catch the Clefable soft boiling, probably afraid of the Swampert. However, the Gengar is now subbed up here, and this Gengar could be very bothersome. If it is substitute Gengar, Gengar used to be at one point in DPP's history considered to be almost borderline uncounterable, but Jirachi is probably one of the ways that somebody could counter it. Malekith still has his Togekiss intact, which could also ideally stall out Focus Blast. So again, this could be either some kind of... It has to be Shadow Ball Focus Blast because, again, you gotta be able to touch T-Tar. The other last move, couple options for last move, could be like Taunt, could be Will-O-Wisp, could even be something like Trick or Pain Split. Again, like there are some options here for that fourth move. And that being said, let's just keep going. And Jirachi protects here, trying to scout out any possible nonsense, and oh, it's Trick Black Sludge. And okay, Malekith here doesn't go Clefable, probably afraid of eating a Focus Blast on the switch, I assume is probably what happened here. And again, like the Jirachi Iron Heads the Heatran, but it's just losing health as time goes on, and the Heatran is running leftover, so this means that Crucify at least has a relatively foolproof Jirachi answer, or at least Iron Head specifically. And there's a Registeel in the back here, and the Registeel gets rocks up, And Crucify not too worried about maybe a potential counter or something like that. And, oh, okay. Donphan's a spinner here. And again, like probably just hoping to catch the hippo or whatever, as I said earlier, but that did not happen. Instead, catches the Donphan with T-spikes. There's probably a chance that Malekith might have Heal Bell on like Togekiss on as its last move. That's a possibility. Again, like if he's okay with this. But again, like the Donphan probably not able to comfortably spin, especially with a Gengar that's still alive, unless the Donphan has Assurance or something like that. Then maybe that's one way he can get around it to try to get the spin off. But this is a bit of an awkward game state for both players right now. 24 turns in, the Gengar looking like a big threat, and for Malekith, he's just gotta like ideally stall out the Focus Blast on the Gengar so that Togekiss could sit on it. But there's also like the huge issue of trying to get past the lefty's Heatran, because your main option for beating Heatran is either A, the Clefable, which Crucify should never let anything else take, but if he's playing the long game, then that's probably how he can win out here. Clefable just shrugs off the Lava Plume. There's a reason why the Lava Plume Heatran sets have fallen out of favor, and this is one of those reasons. Seismic Toss, so with no lefties, that means that damage is going to be permanent. However, there's a chance that Crucify might have a Wish Protect Jirachi in the back. Who knows? I'm not even sure what the last might be, but I think Crucify should probably have like a Scarf or some kind, maybe a Scarf Latias, Scarf Flagon. Those all make sense to me. And again, like Malekith not able to do too much to Heatran, and then Crucify can kind of just come looking for a window to maybe come in with Gengar, but has to be really weary of eating a knockoff. And yeah, so far, yeah, Crucify is kind of just navigating the Clefable okay. And again, another Seismic Toss here, so Swampert's on its last legs right now. And Malekith's securing the kill on that Swampert. And now it's a 6-5 game in Malekith's favor. And the Jirachi is out, and oh no, it is substitute Jirachi, so get ready for some nonsense. And oh, it brings out Thunder too. Oh no, it's 101 HP substitutes, so that means the Registeel can't break it, and it is being used as setup fodder at the moment. And yeah, okay, so this kind of makes sense for a couple reasons. Because of the fact that the Jirachi you're using T-Spikes to kind of wear down some stuff that might normally just sit on substitute Jirachi all day. For example, like Milotic or a Hippowdon, Tyranitar. Although Milotic can't really stay in anyways, but the toxic damage means that the Thunders are going to hurt even more. So again, like that's just a few things to take into consideration. Crucify's Jirachi looking like could be some kind of hybrid set. Could be, say, CM Thunder plus Iron Head. That's a possibility too. And it's a set that I've seen before. Could be very real. But again, and Gengar coming in on the Earthquake, and that means that a sub looks pretty free right now unless it shows Assurance. Looks like that's not the case here. Subs up here. Togekiss is probably the only thing right now that's keeping Malekith's team from being ran over. No! Focus Blast. Crit. And Malekith concedes. Wow. That is unfortunate. What a sour way for the game to end. But Malekith's team, not gonna lie, kind of degenerate, but no, but that aside though, Malekith had a very real chance to win the game. He just needed to try and stall out the Focus Blast from Crucify. And then, but I think not being able to get the lefties off Heatran kind of sucked for Malekith, because I think if he was able to get that off, then he could maybe try to wear it down a little bit more with Jirachi here and there. The other thing was letting the Jirachi get tricked by the Gengar to eat Black Sludge damage was kind of a difficult turn for Malekith to make, because if he goes Clefable, he has to be really careful of eating a Focus Blast. And then like everything else on his team doesn't really love the idea of eating Black Sludge damage every turn. So that's just a few things to think about. But also like good on Crucify being able to find those windows to get the Gengar in safely. And then the Jirachi set was also huge too. Being able to kind of brute force itself, use T-Spikes to its advantage. I don't know why the T-Spikes isn't showing on the screen. I guess that's just a weird visual glitch. But that aside though, Crucify moves to 1-1 on the season, and Malekith is unfortunately 0-2. Let's see if he can turn things around. And for Crucify, we'll see if he can keep up momentum after this win going into week 3. That being said, I will see you guys next time.